All right. First deck of the day. We have a US UK mid-range deck. So what is this deck looking to do? Well, we have some early threats in the form of M8 Greyhound and 463rd Battalion. They can trade well against more aggressive strategies, but also put on pressure against control in the early game. Some Wildcats to protect our HQ, also a decent body, so attacks well, again against slower, more controlling strategies. As we go up the curve, we have some decent bodies that also generate some card advantage in the form of M4 Sherman and 7th Regiment. And then, of course, at the top end, we have some typical all-American beef over here. B-17 Flying Fortress, of course. We have a Corsair and Avenger. Normally, I'd run a full play set of either rather than doing the split like this, but I only have one of each in my collection right now. And I'm not really sure if I want to craft, which one I want to craft, if any. So we're going with the split here. I'm going to see how they feel. Also trying out some M36 Jackson as a way to hedge against discard. Again, not sure how we're going to feel about this deck, but about this card, but figured I'd give it a shot, see how it feels. And then sprinkled all throughout the rest of the deck is some removal. We have some convoys for card draw and fortifications to keep us alive against burn. So let's hop into some games and see how it goes. I think I'll move that up and then we can buff it and attack on the following turn. Could be wrong because we're exposing us to removal, but sure. Okay, it looks like we're playing against a more aggressive US Soviet deck. What do we want to do here? Guess we can buff this and attack. I'm inclined to hit the ambush troop while I have the hit points to do so, but this is threatening us now and we have removal that can deal with this, so it's tough because this will just eat this next turn and deal 1 damage randomly, which could take this out. So yeah, I think I'll just do this. Gambling didn't pay off. Hey Sabton, how's it going? Just do this. I was kind of tempted to use my death from above there, but I don't think that's right. Ah, that's brutal. Guess we'll just drop the Corsair. don't have quite enough to do everything. I would like to drop the 7th Regiment and Death from Above this turn, but we don't have enough. I'm doing pretty good. Playing some cards, have a beer poured, so can't complain, right? Let's just drop it, see what it hits. Guess this isn't really doing anything in our hands, so we might as well play it. End our turn there. It saved us 3 points of health, so it's not bad. Desert Rats. Let's bounce this and play this. Okay. Sure. Gunship mission to burn us out. Yep. GG. Yeah, needed to draw a little bit more of our early game removal there. I think normally we'd be fine against a deck like that, but we just didn't see enough of our removal in the early game. It could be that the deck needs a little bit more. Maybe the maybe I need to trim some of those buffing infantry units. I forget the name now. For more gunship missions of our own, because I think we're running 2 gunship mission, but that's it. Go with this. He looked like he played an order card, but I'm gonna guess it's Careless Talk. So fine taking the I got rid of the B-17 because I don't really want a 9-drop stuck in our hand for the majority of the game, and he's Tripoli, so it could have suggested perhaps that he was playing a like an aggressively slanted German deck. So I just didn't want that. I didn't want that card stuck in my hand, not doing anything for the majority of the game, especially if he's hitting face. Now, as it turns out, whoa! Look at that! Those Jacksons already paying for ourselves. That is great. This deck can lose the rest of its matches for the day, and it was already worth building just for that. Discard the Jackson. Enemy concedes. That's brilliant. Okay, could be playing a more controlling deck, so I'm gonna keep the. Either way, we want a decent curve, right? We're gonna try to put on pressure with these cards. Do I want the second M4 Sherman? I don't think we want the fortification. It's this one I'm debating. I usually like to see one piece of removal in hand in the early game. The Jackson's a 6/4. Other than the text that allows it to get enter play immediately upon being discarded, it doesn't really have anything else going for it. It's just a vanilla 6/4. Okay. Burning us out commandos deck. Let's see. Next turn we can go. No, I think we just want to play the Kitty Hawk. It's also got a buff now because of the. How do we want to do this? Kind of want to be dealing damage every turn. Because again, we just gotta keep the pressure on our opponent pretty much. Interesting. Do I just trade with that? It really slows him down. Takes up most of my turn though. Could bounce the commando, doesn't do much. Could bounce that, gets rid of its buffs, and he has to replay it and is expensive. I don't know, maybe that's worth slowing him down. What could he have that I care about that fighter? What could he have? I think it's right just to be conservative here. He's at 21 again, so... Maybe that's wrong because of carpet bombing. Sometimes forget that card exists. Well, it's definitely all we're going to be playing out, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm fine with that. We'll wait a little bit. And if we don't run into anybody, okay. We'll keep, I want some of my more cheap removal. Death from Above is likely to be too slow here. Yeah, of course, we just draw a bunch of more expensive stuff. Really? You're playing right now while watching this? Or just in general? I think we'll go ahead and play it out. Just as a 2-2. We don't have anything coming up that we'll be able to buff with that, and we want a body to be able to trade with his early troops, although he hasn't played anything so far, so I'm not sure. Maybe he's more of a control deck. Oh, interesting. He didn't eat the troop. Well, in that case, we're just going to move up, destroy that. If he wants to trade his Type 93 for the infantry, I'm fine with that. Okay. Do we just play this out as a 4-4? Or do we just blow that aircraft up right now? Let's just blow it up, because then next turn we can play the M4 and Desert Rat something. Okay, now I'm inclined to just play the Jackson, just because it's the bigger body and it has a decent operation cost. We could actually move, fire with it, and play an M4 Sherman out in our support line to draw a card. So there's a 50% chance that if I hit that troop with Desert Rats, this Sherman just goes away. So I'm inclined to just fire with it. Then we can play these two out. Just facing like a really removal heavy deck, it doesn't seem like it's really got much else. I mean, maybe he's just not been drawing the cards he needs. I'm just not sure what our opponent is up to. Maybe he's just like trying to be a little more controlling. That's probably worth trading against, right? Or that's probably worth throwing out a B-17. I think so. Well, he couldn't even kill it. Fire with this and drop another one? Is that what we're supposed to do? Alternatively, we can Desert Rats this, shoot that, bomb him. We could trade the M18 Hellcat for it as well. That costs 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It might be worth it. Bomb this, move this up. Okay, so now we bomb. We don't really care which of those it hits. Stun that one. There we go. Okay. If he doesn't have a way to take this off the table, this finishes this off, which is nice. Although we do have lethal, so he has to. So we don't even have to attack this. we're in a little bit of a pickle, so we can protect it. Yep, good games. Came down to the wire there. If he wants to spend half his turn moving that to the front line, fine with that. Right, I always forget that that's a ground target. I think I'll just trade this off then. Nice clean 2-for-1 there. Yeah, that was a fun fight. A lot of like fast-paced back and forth there. Very fun. Epicurus. Looks to be more of a control deck. I see another person with a gold kitty hawk. We'll just play this and pass. Has Fury. I think we definitely play the Sherman. The question is, okay. No, this can only hit ground targets. I always forget that. Do we just move up the infantry? If we move up the infantry... No, I don't think so. We might want to pin the... Might want to pin the Hurricane, but... I don't know. We're not in any real danger of losing health. I don't want... Nah. Let him do it. I mean, I suppose he could be playing Japan and then give it like... Or he could buff it with like air blitz and do all kinds of damage. So... Now I think it's worth pinning. Can't quite do everything we want to do. Well, that's always the case, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really easy. Then go 1, 2, 3. So let's kill this. Play that. And I suppose we should start putting pressure on our opponent, so we'll do that. So he is playing Japanese cards, so I need to be cognizant of Burst of Fire. So we want to take that off the table. B17 not necessarily good enough. Might have to just trade the Sherman. Well, we probably trade the Lightning and the Kitty Hawk, actually. And we could go... Maybe this was wrong, because now we can attack this and keep the unit to draw a total of 2 cards over 2 turns. Probably going to see a... Oh. He's either going to remove it or he's going to drop the... I don't... +1 attack against tanks. Yeah, maybe I was just supposed to kill all his stuff that turn that I decided to go for face. Looks like probably US-UK bomber control. Hey Carnage Inc., how are you doing? I'm decent. I'm pretty good. Strange that he would play something out before destroying that. Did he care about this less than the other cards he had? That is a pretty nasty card. Don't have much else to do here. Big Bucks, no naval bombardment. Big Bucks, no naval bombardment. Please, 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 please. Oh. Yeah, I don't think we're coming back from that. We'll just move on to the next one. How long have we been going with this deck? 49 minutes? Alright. We got a couple more matches in us, I think. Our opponent has a submachine gun on the table. They mean business. So I'm guessing this is another commandos, like commando style burn deck. No wait, this cares about, I was thinking this, never mind me. I thought this had different text. Okay. Nope, let's just... Yeah, bomber control is something that I threw together a deck with what cards I had. I can't remember. Did I ever play that on stream? I don't know. I don't remember feeling... I think it did okay. I think it did okay. It was a... what you call it? It was a mix of UK-US bombers, and it was also leveraging AA barrage as a way to bounce your own bombers back to hand so you could replay them and get their deployment triggers. So especially effective, let's say on turn 10 with the flying fortress. You can bring it out, destroys one of their troops, bounce it back to hand to protect it, and keep going, if it makes sense to do that. Hitting face. We just get rid of his bomber, move up, and well, that looks like a death from above. If he plays another one, the Avenger next turn takes care of it. So let's play that. The Golden Boys will attack. We pass the turn. Well, I don't want to waste an Avenger activation on that little thing. could just play the Jackson, stun that, play this. Vaughn Malakowski, thanks a lot for the follow, man. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Daylight bombing. Opponents, stop cheating. All right, that's all we got. I don't know that we can come back from this deficit here. Opponent's got a lot of cards left in hand. Like, I like our position just looking at the board. It's just the fact that they have 4 more cards in hand than we do. I mean, that's not bad. For him to card draw. So our deck has card draw in the form of two convoys, 3 Shermans, and 3 of that infantry unit that draws when you move to the front line. I mean, don't want to play this out just for it to get killed by this mosquito. I guess we just pass and force him to use removal on this infantry unit, or it threatens to trade with his mosquito. Yeah, kind of. Although, to be fair, we are lacking some frontline control cards. Okay, Avenger takes out the Spitfire, but then the mosquito eats it for free. I guess we just draw. Yeah, one of the things this deck is lacking, speaking of frontline control, is it does not have any copies of Naval Bombardment. I felt it was unnecessary. Wait, is that even true? I don't know, guys. I've been drinking a little bit, so I can't recall what's in this deck anymore. But I think the reason why I cut them, well, I mean... $7.11? Okay. What's a T95 Doom Turtle? Now I gotta look that up. T95 Doom Turtle. Something came up called T28 Super Heavy. Whoa, that thing looks dirty. Whoa, that looks so cool. What nation is that for? That looks like a set 2 elite card if I ever saw one. Hey, Mr. Tittles, how's it going? Okay, so what do we do here? We definitely fortification. We definitely kill one of these fighters. And then play a 7th regiment. It's a bit of a nail biter, but depending on if our opponent draws poorly, we could get back in this here. Now you mentioned British tortoise. While our opponent's in the tank, let's talk about British tortoise tanks. Ooh, that looks cool. Man, there's so many cool cards that they could potentially add to this game over time. It's gonna be crazy. Can't wait. Okay, let us move this forward, see what we draw. Okay. If I play this... decent. I think we play that and then move this to the front line. We could fire here, why not? Yeah, French, Italy, Canada. What else? Those are like the main three I'm looking forward to. I know there's probably plenty more, you know. But actually, it would be really cool to see. I don't know if they'll ever be like... I'm pretty sure the 5 major nations we have now are the 5 major nations that we're going to have for this game's lifespan. I don't think there's enough other cards to justify more necessarily, but I think we'll have what I think we're going to get like secondary nations, you know, that you can only have as the secondary up to 12 cards in your major nation deck. And I think like France, Italy, maybe Canada, Poland, I don't know. Those will be the ones you can have. And other nations that maybe they're not big enough to have as minor nations like that, we can just have as represented in other nations. Like for example, like certain Canadian regiments could be British troops, or like the Polish 303rd 303 squadron could be British cards, or Anzacs, you know, all kinds of stuff like that. Okay, we play the Avenger, I think, and shoot the plane, or do we just go for face? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, exactly, something like that. But probably like the game is now, you can mix Axis and ally nations together. So you could, in theory, play a UK-Italian deck, for example, if you wanted to. Okay. What is he up to? Just wants to eat the bomber for free. Well, that enter play this turn, my friend, so you cannot play that. We're looking for healing right now, because I don't want to accidentally die. So if I kill this, we go down to 6. What could he have? In 2 cards, what could he have? He's got nothing, right? Oops, he had something. All right, can he finish us off? Does he have, like, removal into a Blitzy unit? Something like that. GG. I think we went past our hour mark on that one. We'll play one more and then call it quits. Hey, but you know what? I want in on that raffle too. It could be aggro, could be mid-range. So this fortification is iffy in either case. But you know what? Let's toss back a 17th. Keep the fortification. Get the different 17th back. Why not? Okay, he is aggressive, so I'm kind of glad we kept the next turn we'll buff the Greyhound, shoot this thing if he moves it forward. Or it'll just die. I'm okay with that too. Let's do that. I think I will destroy you, shoot you, and move this up. This is the Swarm deck you were mentioning? Yeah, I played this one on stream a little while ago. Not much else to do, we'll just play that out. How scared should I be? Should I be healing this round? Ooh, we could also just shoot and kill. I think we're definitely doing this. What's the worst that could happen? If he has like double final push, 3, 6, 7, 8, he can cause 8 damage. I think I'm just gonna play out the other infantry. Air Blitz, that's something to be scared of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We resisted the swarm. Well, we're one away from Field Marshal, so why don't we hop in another one, see if we can get it. But either way, we're gonna end the stream. We're gonna end this deck. Sorry, what am I trying to say? We're not gonna end the stream. We're just gonna stop playing with this deck and move on to the next one for the day. I think facing against aggro decks are some of my favorite games to play in any card game. It's just fun to like resist, and then finally turn the corner and win. You know, I just find it's very tense, and yeah, I enjoy that kind of gameplay. So let's do this, I think. Yep, that's a decent mix of starting cards. Regardless if he's more of a... He could be an aggressive deck, he could be a more controlling deck. He could be a mid-range deck. Germany can go all kinds of directions, actually. And in fact, they're probably my favorite nation to play in this game right now. Okay, aggro. I think we're... do we want to get rid of that right away? Let's play this down. Yeah, I really enjoy the German cards, especially German tanks. I love the Blitzkrieg style decks. Normally I'm more of a mid-range player, but I love the German style. Interesting that he's going for that. How do we want to do this? This results in big damage, and I think I'm just going to do this now because he's going to be all about the front line, and that gunship mission is going to have no text as this game goes long. So we're going to take a bit of damage here, but next turn we can go M8, eat this weak Panzer, and then Desert Rat's the full health one. Could have been worse. Could have drawn more cards off of that, so I'm okay with that. I kind of want to get the Wildcat down, but is it better to trade with the infantry? What could he do next turn? Because if he has 2 costs, like if he has From the People or Sudden Strike Wildcat, he can still Blitzkrieg, which would be really bad. So I kind of want to get stuff off the table. Yeah, and then next turn with 5 resources, I can play the Wildcat, kill this, and take the front, assuming they don't have any follow-ups. They probably do, though. Like, of course, they have the 3rd one of those, and they're trading. Interesting. Do I just play the Kitty Hawk now, then? It's too bad. We keep being, like, 1 turn behind from having a 2-turn, like 2 plays in a turn. Okay. Interesting mix of cards that they've elected to put in their deck. I wouldn't have... I have a version of this deck, but it's not running Tactical Strikes. Maybe I should take a book out of... Maybe I should take a page out of Silent Assassin's book then. They're going way up the curve, actually. I have to admit, opponent's playing this really well. Let's see what we can draw here. I don't like it, but I think that's our play. Unfortunately, I think we just got a little too much of our top end this game. They even have a red banner. Interesting. Well, I'm definitely bouncing that, I think. Hopefully we have another play that we can make this turn. Ooh. That kills that, but then I just take 5 anyway. Man, oh man. I bounce that to hand, they just replay it. And I don't necessarily have a way to deal with it. But bouncing that, it really doesn't do anything because they can just play it out and fire on, all on the same turn. How am I getting that off the table? This is a neat deck. I would love to see the deck list. It's too bad we can't just do that. I suppose I could ask for the deck list in Discord, but there's no guarantee he tells me. Yeah, the version I have is like super low to the ground. Like it's all about spamming out troops, and like at the top end we have like 2 enigmas just to like redraw a whole bunch of cards. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's GG, right? Because this can just move forward and hit my HQ for lethal. I can't really do anything about that. I guess I could trade here. Move this to the front line. Hope to draw stuff. Yeah, I saw the line. I saw the line. Wouldn't be surprised if he just has a whole slew of like blitzy units to take this out, and then still have enough resources left over to move this to the front line and finish this off. But we'll see. Yeah, this is neat. We might revisit this deck that I have and then try it out. Try out a different version. Don't have red banner though, so I definitely can't do stuff like that. Yeah, that's GG. There's nothing we can do about that. That's lethal. This is lethal. We don't have any way to take any of them off the table. Alright. I kind of want to keep playing with that deck because I'm having fun with it, but let's end it here and move on to